You guys, the last thing that I am going to say, strangely, this is such a crazy story, but as I was headed in here, I got a frantic call from somebody. They did. They called me and they said, Candace, something very weird is happening. The Daily Wire has sent somebody secretly to record you.
After being let go from the Daily Wire and being able to speak firsthand, do you think that the Daily Wire is complicit in censorship of certain people/topics similar to that of left-wing institutions?
I cannot talk about that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been quite some time since I've covered anything related to the whole Candace Owens Daily Wire drama. Look, we all know what went down, we all know what happened. I don't have to sit here and run through it all with you guys, but essentially it seems like she was fired for saying a few things people found offensive. Ben Shapiro, etc, etc. We got the whole Christ is King scenario. But when people moved past that, a debate was then supposed to be scheduled between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, and after all of that went down, I didn't really pay much attention to what was going on. I was just waiting for the debate to happen. Probably like many of you guys, right? Just one day click on the YouTube app and boom, it's there on the recommended. But as we can all see, it hasn't happened as of yet. But ever since then, yeah, things have got very odd, very strange. Now, before I get into it and discuss it with you guys, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We are 1,000 away from 70k. Let's absolutely smash this one, guys. Turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. And, you know, after the whole news surrounding the debate that was going to take place between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, it was then revealed not so long afterwards that apparently she has a gag order. As reported by The Independent, right-wingers at war. Daily Wire reportedly gets gag order against ex-host Candace Owens. The conservative news site allegedly sought to silence its former employee, even as it promised to organize a debate with Ben Shapiro. The Daily Wire, which ended its relationship with Miss Owens in March after clashes over Israel and anti-Semitism, has reportedly said it wants to organize a debate between her and Mr. Shapiro. But on Thursday, and this was reported in March, the veteran journalist Glenn Greenwald reported that the Daily Wire had persuaded a private arbitrator to ban Miss Owens from publicly disparaging the company, citing her demand for debate as an example. The company reportedly told the arbitrator that while it did not object to healthy debate in principle, her method, however, of requesting and negotiating it constituted a breach of her contract. The Daily Wire has ensured that the debate with Owens that they publicly claimed to want could not in fact take place, wrote Mr. Greenwald, who did not explain the source for his story. In response, the Daily Wire's co-CEO Jeremy Boring told Mr. Greenwald that it was inaccurate to the point of being false without denying any specific facts. I'm sure you can appreciate how fraught a high-profile breakup like this is. For that reason, we are trying to resolve our issues with Candace privately, he reportedly added. Ms. Owens told Mr. Greenwald, I wish I could comment on this, but I can't. So that's pretty insane, right? If it's true, obviously, and if it is, you would assume they just don't want Candace Owens speaking about certain things that would make the company look bad. I know Jeremy Boring came out and denied the whole thing, but I don't think somebody's going to come out and publicly admit, yes, we have a gag order on a former employee, because then it would look like they're trying to silence her. So who really knows what is going on at this point? And saying all of that, and you know, with everything going on behind the scenes, Candace Owens, and this is where the real big story comes in now, Candace Owens at a recent Turning Point event called out the Daily Wire and dropped a massive bombshell. Censored Men goes on to post on X, Candace Owens says Ben Shapiro sent a female Daily Wire intern to spy on her at Turning Point USA, which she then replies with, this is an absolute fact, have all the proof. The young woman was called at 10 p.m. the night before by a woman in PR named Gloria and told she would be put on the plane the following morning to secretly record me. Then Alyssa told her not to tell a single soul that she was being sent. They purchased her a student ticket to secretly record me. The behavior has grown increasingly erratic. Under no circumstances is this normal or even remotely defensible. Now again, if that is true, is there any justification for that? Obviously not. It's actually pretty weird, I'm not gonna lie. It's like the Stalker X, right? I know some of you guys may have been there. They'll try and do everything and anything they can to find out what you're up to and what you're saying, which I don't really know what they were gonna do if they got a gotcha moment or something. Use it in a documentary. And I don't really know why Candace Owens would lie about something like that, because with the friction between the two, it's actually, you know, very bad move in terms of a legal position, because they could easily sue her for something like that, and allegedly she's got all the proof. So hopefully if she does, she can reveal all of that, and then, you know, I would think many people would expect a response from the Daily Wire, but take a look at what she said regarding the whole spy, and also an audience member asking her, does Daily Wire censor certain topics and individuals? Take a watch.
You guys, the last thing that I am going to say, strangely, this is such a crazy story, but as I was headed in here, I got a frantic call from somebody. They did. They called me and they said, Candace, something very weird is happening. The Daily Wire has sent somebody secretly to record you, an intern, a PR intern, to secretly record you, to catch you in a bad moment, in a bad light. And I think that intern's name, no, to be fair, it is never the fault of a person when their employer is sending them to do something that isn't good, but I would really love it if Ariana stood up. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's a little too intimidating for you too, but apparently she got an email at 10 p.m., hopped on a plane, is pretending to be a student. And so I do just want to say to Ben Shapiro, enough. Come out into the light. Really, come on. Let's do this debate. Stop sending interns to do your dirty work. I don't bite. I'm down for the debate. Charlie Kirk says he will fly you out. He will fly you out next week to Detroit, and we can do the debates on his stage. Thank you, Turning Point USA. Let's take some questions. This is the last question. Okay, last question. Hi.
Hi. It's so cool seeing you in person. I'm such a huge fan.
You're very sweet.
So my question is, after being let go from the Daily Wire and being able to speak firsthand, do you think that the Daily Wire is complicit in censorship of certain people/topics similar to that of left-wing institutions?
I cannot talk about that. Thanks, everyone!
Wow, I mean, hey look man, regardless of where you stand on this issue, you've got to say, it's pretty nuts, right? I don't think anyone could have ever imagined something like this happening. And again, I'll just say, if it is true, I don't know what the Daily Wire were really hoping for. It was likely they were going to get caught. It's just so strange. And the fact you have somebody in the audience asking that sort of question just shows what people are thinking towards the company. And I do think they need to address this one, because they haven't really responded to anything else. And now Candace Owens has dropped this. If they don't respond, I mean, already they're looking pretty bad, and everybody wants the debate. You know, Candace wants it, and I think that should take place at the very least. And with this whole spy situation, I don't know why Candace would say it if it isn't true. Again, from a legal point of view, it's a very bad move, but we have a new story that has just dropped with another employee, or I should say, former employee, Sawyer Brand. He was fired by the Daily Wire because allegedly he sent an email supporting Candace Owens, and they didn't like that. He's also started a donation page to cover his expenses whilst he's looking for a new job, and on that site he posts this story. My name is Sawyer Brand, and I was recently terminated from my former employer, the Daily Wire, for standing up for the character of Candace Owens. I do not have a lot of extra funds, and I'm seeking some help while I'm in transition to a new job. Let's move on to the next paragraph. My work was pleasant and going fine until I stood up for the character of one of my friends and former superiors, Candace Owens. The Daily Wire did not like this and terminated me on Friday, May 31st without warning. I was fired for sending Candace a personal email of moral support when the Daily Mail accused her of abusing her former team. I said nothing negative about the Daily Wire in my email to her. In my meeting with HR, they notified me that they were able to access my private email correspondence because although I sent the communication from my personal email address on my personal device, I accidentally left my personal email logged into one of their computers. I am still confused as to why stating that I wasn't abused would be grounds for termination. I was caught off guard by being terminated for standing up for someone's character, and as a Christian, I believe in standing up for the truth and not wavering in my morals. As such, I stand by my decision to support Candace Owens. However, I am now needing help to pay for food, rent, medical expenses, and my student loans while I am in transition to a new job. Man, not looking good for the Daily Wire. And with this, you know, surely there has to be more to it. I don't really know how somebody came about and then looked on his computer, whatever, but, you know, it could be the whole story and he could be telling the truth. You know, like with Candace, I don't really know why you'd come out and say this if it wasn't true, because I'm sure they could sue him if it wasn't true. But I do think ultimately the Daily Wire have to come out and address these things. They can't just ignore it and hope things are going to get better. I mean, they made a whole video discussing the whole Stephen Crowder situation. So, you know, I'm sure there's more legal things going on here, but they have to come out and do something or say something, because things keep building up and building up and building up. And I'm sure this isn't going to be the last story that comes out with an alleged accusation. Again, you know, I've got nothing against the Daily Wire, but just because I've got nothing against them doesn't mean they can't be criticized. And that's a general feeling as well, not only with the Daily Wire, but a lot of things. If loads of people like something, how dare you criticize them? And I do think their handling of all of this has been pretty poor, pretty awful. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this whole story. What are your thoughts on somebody being sent to spy on Candace Owens? And also this other employee who has come out and spoken out about being fired. I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace. No idea what's going on, guys. No idea. Pretty strange, pretty strange.